Good morning, everybody. Once again, letting the Manila Chill kick tracks. Oh, my camera just sucks today, ladies and gentlemen. It just sucks. Pedro, I'm getting some feedback from you.
Is that better? Sorry about that. I had
to. Sorry, I got it. We still had our phone call still. Good morning, everybody. Oh, it's a technical gaffe beginning again. And the music started. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is April 19th, 2024. What does that mean? I'm sorry. It's April 18th. It's one more day to April 19th. And what day is that? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That is the day of the Bitcoin halving. That's right. Bitcoin halving's coming up. Looks like I'm getting my expensive digital camera here is acting like a $2 web camera.
You still look good. It still looks good, though.
Yeah, the picture's good. I'm also getting a tan, though, so I finally get the white balance right, but now the frame rate's all jacked up.
Are you becoming the orange man?
I'm spending $70,000 a year on my hair. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm in Florida right now on a little bit of vacation, so I'm in a temporary studio, but we got a good show for you today. One more day to the halving. We won't be on the show tomorrow. We'll have time for a Twitter Spaces tomorrow, Full Rant Friday tomorrow.
Let's get it.
So we thought we'd talk a little bit about the big event and what is to come with the halving, whatever you want. I like to say halving because it's just shorter. Anyway, let's welcome the usual suspects. Charles Jensen, hey there, Mike. Welcome, Chuck, to the show. No sound effects, but hey, got using the whole fist there, Doc. It's just Chuck says, hey, everyone, please thumbs up, share, hit some of those emojis. That's right.
Please. Oh, we also got a new crew might be coming in. It's called the FOMO Network. Cool guys. They're building a like their own social media network. Basically, kind of like Truth Social meets X meets crypto, where you can buy everything. They've got like AI stuff to it. It's actually going to be really cool. So I connected with them, and so they're probably going to be popping up in here, chilling. I told them, come in, chill. And when you guys see them, they seem like cool guys, dope dudes. So if they do, just welcome, part of the family here. But yeah,
well, good. Pedro, you got to remember to share your screen.
Oh yeah, I'm actually having some. Dude, I'm having technical difficulties here. So,
well, that's all right. We got some people. We got Doug Morning Cardio and DYOR. Let's go. Thanks, Doug, for joining us. We got Frankie Doge, who is ready for the FOMO Network. We're ready for the FOMO Network. Tell your FOMO people to FOMO into our show. Bomb the comments.
Bomb it, baby.
And shill what they want. Jason, welcome to another great show. Thank you, Jason, and to the Spurgis family at large. Oh, Shireen, where are you?
Oh, Shireen.
Chuck says, welcome to viewers. And over on Twitch, Neo Wick says, hello, how are you guys? We're doing good today. Thanks for joining us over on Twitch. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, most of you are watching this on YouTube or LinkedIn. If you need to put us in the background so you can multitask on your device, switch over to the Twitch app and search DYOR Media, and you'll find our stream, and you can put us in the background and listen to that while you surf. And we got Shane in the house, and he's brought Alfie his cat or dog or I can't remember what it is. But thank you to everyone that's watching right now on LinkedIn. We got a few viewers over there. We haven't been broadcasting much to LinkedIn lately because we've had a heavy focus on meme coins, and the viewers over there they just don't appreciate it. But today we're talking about Bitcoin halving. One more day. What's going on? What are the talking head wonks saying on the air? Wonk, 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 watch, and see what's going on. But Pedro, tell us. Actually,
I am still trying to get this. I don't know where you're streaming from, and I'm like trying to find you, and so I can actually go through and share my screen. So that's where I'm saying.
You know what? Are you using Brave?
I am. I do have to do.
Are you hitting share and then it disappears?
Give me 1 second. I think
because I had that problem, and StreamYard told me to switch over to Chrome.
Oh, I know. Okay, I actually
for the StreamYard window, not for all your other stuff.
No, I understand. You're actually darkened for whatever reason. Now I know why I couldn't see you. That makes sense. Okay. Alrighty then. For whatever reason, it decided to make you blank.
Shane says, Toast Project BSC, excellent. Oh, there we got a new shill going on here. Let's
Shill it, baby.
shill it.
Oh, wait, who do we got? We
Shill
got
it and bill
Shane.
it.
Who else we got? Who's Doug Morning? Good to see you. Cardio and D. Oh, you think you just shouted out. Is Doug fairly newish?
As far as I can tell. Thanks for joining us, Doug,
coming in.
wherever you're coming from. Let us know how you found
Frankie?
us, what TG room or what tweet or whatever it was that you saw.
Yes. Oh,
Appreciate
FOMO.
it.
That's why the FOMO network. Boom, boom, boom. I think Doug is from the FOMO network. Good to see you guys. Please hit that like, sub, and share again. It is getting fun up in here. And when you guys go through and you hit that share button, it does put our media out there. And please, when you share us to your preferred social media platform that you like, that you connect with your friends. We promise to, if you do share us, to give great information, or at least the best information we can give. And on top of that, make sure that this is a wholesome, fun, well, maybe not necessarily family, but a good time had by all. We bring jokes with funness, but we also have real content with real money and trying to help people out. So that's in a nutshell. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm like taking over. I'm so excited to be back on here. So that's why I'm like, woo!
Well, get to your screen, Jared, and let's hit what's going on with BTC.
I thought it was sharing. Ooh.
Nope.
Why isn't it sharing? Come
Nope,
on.
but of course, everybody let us know how the audio sounds. Is Pedro too
Yes.
low? Am I too low? We talk to each other on a kind of a different channel here, and so sometimes one of us can be heard and the other one can't.
I see. That's the reason why. Okay. That made sense. Alrighty. Can you see me now?
All right, here we go. We got the screens up, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining in. If you got any comments, want something to shill, we'll put the comments up. We'll talk about it. If someone bombs our comment screen, we'll be obligated to put their chart up and see if there's anything good going on or if it's just crap. Yeah. Trust me, Pedro and I will tell you. If you shill something that's awful, we'll let you know.
But here's the thing. Sometimes, trash turns into gold. So depends on who you are.
Speaking of trash turning into more trash, just got news from my, as you know, Mrs. Striking's a lobbyist in Kanukistan. Mm-hmm. And yesterday their annual budget dropped, meaning that the government put out its proposed budget and then Parliament has to vote on it. And they've raised the capital gains tax on when you sell your business from 50% to 67%.
Good Lord.
67%. Now there's an exemption. There's $1 million exemption. So, and most businesses sell for under $1 million. All right, but say you sell your business for $11 million, you get a $1 million exemption. So you've got $10 million. You owe $6.7 million in taxes, and you just get your $3.3 million after selling your business for $11 million.
Why would you want to sell a business then? Why would you sell a business then?
That's that all of the Canada entrepreneurial systems and groups and people are just like, we're out of here.
Yeah,
we're off to the States. It was truly remarkable to see, and the leader of the opposition, Pierre Poilievre, just said that the government is just throwing gasoline on a dumpster fire.
Why would they do that? I mean, is this Trudeau?
Yeah, it's the ruling Liberal Party trying to raise money to pay for $50 billion in new spending when they're in. It's just like in the U.S. They've spent way too much money, and they need to actually spend less. And they said we're going to spend more because it's an election year, and so they're pandering to every group out there. And so they came out saying we're going to be taking the money only from the rich. And in Canada, you're rich if you make $160,000. That's declared as rich, and your income tax goes to 50%. So think about that.
50%, bro.
50. Now they have plenty of exemptions, just like in the U.S. So your effective rate is less, but that's the marginal rate. Yeah.
Listen, all you smart people who are driven, come to the U.S. from Canada. We will gladly have you. Gladly. 60%, yep. Same on individual too, I think. Oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah, Vincent Donboy, thanks for joining in from Nigeria. Really appreciate you watching.
Vince? Man, that is nutso, bro. Dude, you know what blows me away when I think about that is that Like people, why would you work then? Why would you spend your whole entire life trying to build something that only have to give 60% of your life away to the government?
Right. Well, what I found when I first moved to Canada, everyone talked about their Swiss corporation. I was like, why is everyone talking about their Swiss corporation? And they're like, oh, we all have Swiss corporations to shelter tax over there. Not because it's secret, they just had favorable laws for Canadians in order to get around the draconian capital gains tax. And they're on TV, literally on TV saying, well, it's just the rich people are going to have to pay. And you know who it is one of the people that have to pay are farmers. Like when a farmer transfers it from the one generation to the next,
Yeah.
they got to pay that tax. And in order to do that, they have to sell their land. So they lose the farm. You just look at these people and you say, a 67%. Who sits in a meeting? All of you listening out there, who sits in a meeting and someone says, hey, let's tax people at 67%? I've had guys on Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked that had 75% sales tax on their projects, on their BSC projects back in the day. And I was like, hey guys, that's not a good idea. Oh yeah, it'll prevent people from selling. It also prevented people from buying, and they went in the tank. Oh gosh. Anyway, let's see what is. We're gonna get a couple more shills in here. Made by Toast says Toast.
Toast.
Thanks for joining us, Toast. Again, this is a new project apparently I'm not aware about, but Chuck is. Crusty edges with toasty goodness. Toast. Shane says it's all criminal, but Patrick. Pedro, let's talk about BTC. Let's get this story started and talking about what's going on with the pricing, and let's talk about tomorrow.
All right, let's do that. So as we all know, tomorrow, this big, long, not so thick, but line here is an indication of our friend, the halving, where it shows the price where Bitcoin cuts in half. Now, as we all know, Jamie Dimon said some stupid things this morning, just right on par, because he's trying to get BTC to sell off because he's one of the primary investors within the ETF at BlackRock. But who's talking about that? Anyways, so we had a nice little sell-off here where I talked about us being in this range. The range is sitting at where the yellow line's at, and that's ranging between 73,500 down to 59,500. In addition to that, we have our demand zone sitting right here and our all-time previous high, which is this red line. That's the previous all-time high. You can see it right here. Now, one of the things I bring up here, and I think it's really important to understand, is us coming down into this demand zone and seeing this really kind of play. And the demand zones are areas where I feel that there is demand, where people want to buy that area. And so it's really important to understand that it's coming down into this area. And we did see a little bit of a bounce, but I didn't see a lot of volume, right? Like, to me, I'm always talking about volume, right? When you see a lot of volume, really stepping in to take capture. So I feel like it's probably going to do a little bit more of a sell-off. And I know it's crazy to sit there and say that with the halving literally happening tomorrow, but I think the institutions are trying to sell this off so that they can get people scared, thinking, oh no, this isn't going to happen. But sure enough, we're coming right down, and this is really important. If this does drop, it could go from 63,000 down to 56,000 to 57,000, 8,000. That might scare some people, saying, right, why aren't we going up? This is the halving. So this could put a little scare, and it would fall right into the 100-day period moving average, which is an indication of institutional buying, right? Because I always talk about the 50 and the 100 period moving average and the 200-day period moving average, right? Which should be here. And it's everybody, you know what we can say right now? Thank you, TradingView, for again doing what you typically do, where you lose my stuff. Anyway.
Well, I was listening to a couple other people this morning on CNBC talking about Bitcoin, and there was a common denominator was that a bunch of people wanted to see that high 50s and wanted it to break into the high 50s and take out a bunch of liquidity there. and then kind of consolidate for a little bit as people get past the halving, the news and all that, and then have it start its post halving cycle of working its way up. So, Pedro, I think you're spot on with the general sentiment of the market.
Yeah. Putting the whole entire fist there, Doc. Well, of course. But here's the thing, right? Like, as we're seeing what's happening in the market, right? Like we talked about last week on Thursday, right? That the market was pretty heavy. And I expected to see a sell-off. And it's funny, is you can go back to our Thursday video and you can sit there and say, expect some type of news, some real news happening over the weekend. There's so many things happening right now in the world that I would expect something to break out. And I said, I hate to say this, but we need a catalyst. We need a catalyst that would scare off the market where people will sell and run into gold or flee into some sort of real, traditional real asset, right? And I do that with air quotes, right? and the thing is, that's what we saw. So when you look at the Dixie here, the U.S. dollar is really starting to push. And we saw over since Thursday, we saw people push this, and now it's all the way up. We almost at 106, the peak here. And so we're coming up into an area. We're starting to put higher highs and higher lows in that we're seeing here over this past year. I see us pushing through this area here. And if you follow ICT trading, you can see here that I did a retracement level from the high to the low over the past year and a half. And we came to the 50% retracement. And the reality is we could get all the way up. And everybody knows the 0.05 area is always an indication of a good sell-off. So we still could rally legitly from 106 to 110 level. And this would crush the world economy with what's actually happening. And because people are literally trying to
crushing
flee.
Your head. I'm crushing your head.
I am crushing your head.
And nobody's home.
Moo. If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about Mighty Python and the Search for the Holy Grail. And if you haven't seen that movie because you're
I'm crushing your head is the Canadian guys.
Oh shoot! Why am I forgetting it, bro?
Kids in the Hall.
No, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
you're
Kids
right.
in the Hall.
Kids, yep. But the reason why I'm saying this is simply because, look, the reality is this: this really starts to happen. We're going to see some really big turmoil happening coming up into November, December, which is typically when we do start to see most people literally play cycles of, and this sounds horrible, but every 4 years they take their money out of the market and then they put it back in after the what do you call that? The U.S. presidential election, because there's always some type of turmoil that happens that way. And so this is indicative already of what's actually happening with the U.S. dollar, with it rising and the fall of it and then the rise of it. So this could be a really indication of just the rest of the world trying to follow some type of currency that they at least get some alpha on in case something does fall, i.e. S&P 500. Gold is extremely rallying. So that's important because this is money that would typically go into BTC, that discretionary money that would typically maybe go into the BTC. So this is where I'm finding it really interesting, like especially the fact that tomorrow we are coming into the halving, and I'm not seeing a lot of volume here, so I would expect to see some type of volume. If we do, I would expect to sell, like I've already talked about this already, 61,000 to 53 or 57,000, and then from there I'm looking at that 50,000 to or 50,008 to 50,022 area, and potentially we could have a flash crash all the way down to 40,000, because we know how Bitcoin moves, right? So they're trying to really capitalize on this really before the market really starts to expand and see it push up into the $100,000-$200,000 mark for the halving. So real interesting period that we're in.
Yeah, so one of the things we've talked about the halving. I'll be glad when this halving is over. So I don't have to talk about it anymore. But anyway, remember, just over 900 Bitcoins are made a day. It's like 930 or whatever the number is, depending on where the blocks fall in the day. And it's getting cut to about 450. And when you go back and do the math of just the buying that the ETFs are doing, they've been averaging, the best I can tell, about 3,000 new Bitcoins, or Bitcoins a day. And many of those came out of Grayscale. Grayscale is dumping them. And I have a note here that Van Eck, one of the major ETF, has slashed their fees to zero. There's no fees. You just give your Bitcoins to them, which they hold in custody. They don't get to use them or to use that asset.
Really?
Yeah, no. But on their balance sheet, they have this giant fund, and the competition now is so great for this that they're charging no fees to win over the early market share. Sure as shit later they'll have fees, introduce the fees again.
Absolutely.
But anyway, so the total number of Bitcoin being bought far outstrips the supply, and starting tomorrow, it's going to outstrip it by almost a factor of 8. Yeah, by a factor of 8. Every day they're going to try and buy 3,000 BTC, and only 450 are being made. Where do these come from? There's been a couple articles. Usually I'd have some news stories here to back this up, but as you can see, my camera's already a little shaky here and frame rate's low. But the news stories are talking about they've seen the largest increase in old Satoshi-era Bitcoin wallets starting to move some money around. Coins that were mined in like 2010 when you got 50 Bitcoins per block.
Wow.
And yeah, that would be nice, huh? And a lot of wallets are all of a sudden being switched to exchanges. So those people are anticipating, they've held for 15 years or so, and now they're anticipating starting to unload those as the supply starts drying up. The supply, I'm not talking about 21 million tokens or coins drying up. I'm just talking about the stuff that's for sale. And as we know, at any price, there's always something for sale. You say, when people talk about supply shock, oh my gosh, supply shock. But nobody ever gets supply shock because there's always someone that will sell. And there's always someone's price. So these exchanges are going to be short on BTC, except Binance. Binance has a ton of it. But all these other exchanges like LBank and Mexi and all these kind of Mexi's a top rate one, but ones that didn't get in early on the buying of Bitcoin are going to be, you're going to see price fluctuations over there in which the price will spike at Mexi. And then as the ARBs go between Bitcoin and Mexi, it'll drag it down and, this type of stuff. It's going to be a little crazy for a little bit until more Bitcoin come out in the market to be sold. I find it very interesting on this because it's a classic economic decision. It's like the guns and butter thing. You can buy one of two things. You buy more guns or you buy more butter. Or if you buy more of one, you can't buy as much as enough of that. And this is going to be the same thing. Are we going to buy Bitcoin on the open market from just anyone, and like people like us will FOMO out of it, and then the banks hold it all? Or are they buying them from exchanges? They can't do both because not all of us. There's not a supply in both places. I find it interesting to see how this is going to shape out because everyone looks to the past in these happening things. They say, 4 years ago, 8 years ago, but that each 4 years the market for Bitcoin grows dramatically, and this halving event is nothing like the last three. The chart has kind of followed the similar patterns, but now we have the ETFs doing their thing. We have Wall Street institutional money coming into ETFs, and we have talking heads on TV, not just like me talking heads with our small little audience here, but CNBC today. Scaramouche was on.
Really?
I'm trying to get Mooch on the show here. Wouldn't that be great? But I know. But anyway, he was on CNBC today talking about
that's so funny.
This event coming up and Bitcoin in general. And one of the hosts on CNBC, his name is Andrew, is totally anti-crypto, and he's a young guy too. It's really weird, and he's just a critic of everything. And Mooch is like, hey, this thing's going up, man. He said, look. He said, if you invested in gold, you talk about gold a lot. If you talked about the gold price, the price of gold has not gone up as much as inflation. So if you invested in gold as a store of value, you've actually lost money. And he said, don't even try it with the US dollar because we all know the deflation that's going on with that. He said, but if you invested it in Bitcoin, we're up 800% since the last halving. I think it's 800% or whatever it is. It's a lot, And in gold, you would have lost money as compared to Bitcoin. And holding US dollars, lost money. Holding just the S&P 500, hold NASDAQ, hold anything. And so this pattern is repeating itself as Bitcoin goes up. And Mooch came out, and the guy was very critical. He said, yeah, but how long can this go on? And Mooch said, look, we're still at the beginning of this. He said the whole market cap of Bitcoin is like 1.5 trillion. The total market cap is 2.5 trillion or whatever. And he said to get to 5 trillion or to 5x this to 8 trillion, whatever it is. He said that's nothing. He said the market's got that in liquidity every night for the overnight Fed repo window to fund the U.S. government. He said that money's out there. And he said if just like 1% of the tradable money or portfolio money starts coming into Bitcoin, he said these things are going to be over $1 million each very soon, and you won't even be able to afford 1/10 of a Bitcoin. And I found that I mean, obviously a lot of people talk on the air about how they're like, oh, to the moon and all this type of stuff, but he gave a very practical reasoning for it with that the supply drying up, fewer of them being made every day, and more institutional money coming in. And it's going to be an interesting couple of months because if the pattern repeats itself, this thing is just going to explode here in the next what is it, like 12 months or by the end of the year or so? I don't know. I can't remember what it is. Vincent asks, what after the BTC halving, what will the total BTC supply, sir? The supply is always 21 million. But just remember, every BTC, every coin is divided into 100 million satoshis. So there's actually 2.1 quadrillion tradable units of the BTC blockchain. But what does happen is every time a miner mines a block, he used to get what was it, 12? Now it's switching to 6.2 or 6 or what? So, someone correct me on that. I forget what it was, how many they get versus how many they are going to get. And I would just Google that here in the back, but as you can see, my computer's not working so well here today. But good question, Vincent. Thanks for watching. I hope you got a good package on data. Where he apparently where he comes from, there's not a lot of Wi-Fi, and so they rely on data, and it's expensive. They use the BTC to fund the war. Just brainstorming. No, they'll use anything to fund war. I was in the defense industry for 27 years, made by Toast, and the lobbyists there, they're real. The only better lobbyists in the defense industry are the banking lobbyists. They all get what they want. Just a casual. Do y'all have any thoughts on CCC on base?
I'll pull it up.
CCC on base is.
Yeah, it's a new one. Let's go check them out here. Boom, boom, boom here.
So if, just while Pedro's bringing that up, we were talking about BTC in the halving. If any of you guys are miners out there that are listening to us, let us know. Pedro and I are not miners. If I had started doing it in 2010, I'd probably have a warehouse full of miners now because I'm a tech moron and I collect servers and that type of stuff. And I just have the stuff. I have the fun wherewithal and the technical knowledge to do it, but I just never got into it.
All right, is that cute cat cuddle or credit check coin? I mean,
just casual. Let us know which one it is. There's a couple of CCC. Make sure you're filtering for base there, Pedro.
Ooh, yeah. Let me go ahead.
And of course, everyone, let me know if the lo-fi music in the background is too loud.
I can't even hear it, bro.
Oh. Okay, let me put it this way. Do you hear the lo-fi music in the background? It's Cute Cat Candle.
All right, let's take a Cute Cat Candle.
All right, we got our first shill of the day. Thank you very much, Just Casual. Let us know how you found us, Just Casual. Appreciate you joining in here.
Alrighty, I got it on ETH, but not.
Yeah, no, that's it's wrapped ETH. That's base.
Alrighty then. CCC. Come on, boom. Alrighty then, let's check it. So did it just launch? Let's go ahead. It's been
A little flag forming there. Volume dropping though, not a good thing.
yeah.
Yeah, a couple hours into it, you want to see volume moving up.
Yeah.
But volume's dropping, but it's not really selling off anymore. How old is it there? 4 days, 5 days?
Nah, it's about a week and a half here. But boom. I mean, either way, it's. If I'm gonna be looking at this is where I'm gonna be looking to buy. Close to the bottoms here. We don't really even have a moving average indicator here, so. Yeah, we don't even have an 8, so I would almost sit there and say. Yeah, this is. I mean, it's. That's not a good sign that it's below the 8-period moving average on that daily. You always.
There's only 9 periods.
Yeah, literally. So I mean, 8, 9, 10 days. You want to see it above it here. If now, is this your project? It's 9 days. Howdy y'all.
Yeah, give us the background on it.
Oh, what's up,
Drano in the house. LeBron James. Got no sound effects today,
but love it.
How have we all been? I'm on vacation right now. Still coming to you guys.
From
As you can probably see, I've got a little extra sun on my face. And I've got a crappy camera here. Well, I've got a good camera. It's just acting badly.
Dude, you just need to call these people and say, you know what? I have a YouTube channel, and we have quite a few people who watch us. They're pretty awesome people, and they can't see me correctly, and so you just need to send me a better one. You understand me? and you just
you try to tell that to GoPro, right?
Yeah,
they like this. Just hide that finger.
Listen here, buddy. You understand me?
CCC, cute. All right. Well,
the only thing that I can sit there and say, it's still 15,000 market, or excuse me, 15 mil market cap. It's the only problem is that we're seeing a deceleration of volume coming in. I came here to the hour just simply because I want to see if are we putting in demand wicks. Like, are we putting in some demand wicks? See, there's no demand wicks, so it's like I'm a little nervous about this. That means that people are buying. Let me go up here. Boom. Okay. We have some demand wicks. 8 hour looks better, but we really gotta see some volume step in. So if you're looking at this. This could be a potential nice area to be purchasing down once it comes back down to that 0714 area.
I can't read that price. What is that? What's the current price there, Pedro?
So the current price is 2025.
All right, so casual got in at 15, 17 that area. So you're in the plus. Is there any tax on this?
Yeah, 15 got into the 15s.
Yeah, that version of the chart looks a little bit better, but I don't. It has the typical problem of every time they get a good buy, an insider's selling it off, and I don't like that. After you get a good buy, a good chart will consolidate a little after that, but when it immediately sells off, it's not a good thing. It means people are looking to take their money out as fast as possible, and you never want that in a project.
I mean, and it did. I mean, look, it did a 10x. I mean, at the lows of this right here on the 4 hour, I mean, people got in. There was a lot of volume right here. And
I know. There's a good thing about fair launches. That's probably what this was, and the bad thing is that those first people that buy, you get so many tokens that it 10x's.
Yeah.
and they put in, say they put in $500. All of a sudden, their bag's worth $5,000, and they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna party tonight. I'm taking $2,000 out and letting 3 ride, and then the $2,000 sell dumps the chart." And it happens. It's so like clockwork. It's like, I talk about take your initial out. Don't take your initial out. It just creates sells, and you're going to dump the chart. I mean, I can tell if it's a straight meme coin and you're betting on Solana, that, do what you need to do. But if you really think it's a real project, selling your initial and taking money out at the beginning just dooms the project.
But I don't think this is. I mean, it looks. I mean, cute cat cuddle. I mean, here's
Space Cat, welcome to the house. Thanks for joining us. Our friend here, Space Cat, our friend is a good fella. Yeah, do we all remember the movie Goodfellas?
Yeah, who doesn't, bro?
Goodfellas, the big story about it is it told the story of when JFK Airport was robbed way back in the day of $1 bazillion of cash that came in on a Lufthansa flight or whatever, and then a bunch of other valuable stuff. And that was the behind-the-scenes story and that type of stuff. The other day in Toronto Pearson Airport, a whole bunch of gold went missing. Just a whole bunch of gold just poof disappeared out of it. And guess who was working that night? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Space Cat. So look for Space Cat to be buying new Cadillacs for everybody. I hope I didn't dox you too much there, Space Cat, but it was a great story. Great story. I mean, giant old school mafia gold heist. And our man Space Cat's on duty that night. It's too late. Oh, gosh. Made by Toast says animals these days, right? Shane, Space Cat, Galactic Hero. Shane says, I'm at Taco Bell. Well, that means he's going to be in the bathroom in 20 minutes.
What brought you in here, dog of Crypto Street? It's good to see you. And you eat 84
eggs a week.
Good Lord.
Cluck, 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 cluck.
Bruh.
Man, your eyeballs must be yellow from cholesterol being stored there.
No, man, that's an old thing that's not real anymore.
I ate for a long time. I had a pinguicula that was all cholesterol stored on my eyeball.
Right, but is that from eating eggs though?
Oh, I don't know. I was eating eggs. I just had my cholesterol was too high.
They're finding out now, just because of just latest science, that like proteins, like one of the biggest issues most people why they're like having like genetic issues is because they're not enough. We don't eat enough protein, like from a standpoint, like it protects everything.
All right, you guys, I'm going to take a minute here to do the sponsor thing. I'm going to run through a couple of things here. First of all, down at the bottom and behind me here, you see Audit Chain. AuditChain.finance is one of the latest companies launching in the AI revolution. And their AI is able to go into financial statements and tell you that what public companies that have filed are doing legitimate stuff or have bad books or unbalancing books, and can review anything. Things that used to take Deloitte and all the big companies like weeks to analyze a 1,000-page report, Audit Chain does now in a few minutes. Not even, I think it's like 90 seconds. It's amazing. They are just getting ready to release their software that does this. And if you're interested in buying a license to be one of these people that gets the information before anyone else does, because if you're playing the short market or the long market, having information faster is something that you really need to do. And so get in touch with me. We'll put you in our private trading room and talk to you about the software nodes that they are releasing the software for. Also, we got to run through a couple other ones. I'm using StreamYard today instead of my broadcast software. So if you're looking for an AMA or to get KYC'd, the DeFi Dojo, JBee and Arion over at DeFi Dojo can put together a package for you that gets you in a number of Telegram rooms and Twitter Spaces, and even on this show to pitch your project. Down in the comment section or in the body of this, not on LinkedIn, but on the YouTube body, are links to the DeFi Dojo and to JBee. Inquire about an AMA. And even a DeFi Dojo power a segment on this show powered by DeFi Dojo. good group over there, and they get a lot done. They have some great AMAs and some good people interviewing the things. Pedro and I kind of keep it high level and want to take a marketing at it. A couple of the guys that interview these people, they get down to brass tacks on the contract and like, wait, why is this 5% wallet here? This type of stuff. All right, let's see if we can do the World of Rewards. Let me add my screen here. The guys over at World of Rewards are our token sponsor, our rewards token sponsor, and they gave me a bag to play with here, their reward system, and to show it to you guys. And I like it for this reason. Is one small, you can see next here, oh, I'm reversed today, or over here, there's a list of projects, and these are the projects that are in their rewards pool. And what small projects do is they give a bunch of tokens to World of Rewards to give out as rewards to people. And so when you come and invest in World of Rewards, you can go in and pick what pool you're in and get free tokens in these new contracts. And then you're on the small contracts get new holders automatically because you get the rewards. But also they get exposure, and you're like, hey, like I did this with, let's see, I'm a World of Rewards holder. Why is this not working? Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Of course it's not working right. I was a baby bull run in the baby bull run pool. I just ended my pool there, and I'm going to do another one. And I got, just for holding World of Rewards, I got about $4 or $5 in rewards. But I also joined the World of Rewards pool, and let's see what it's calculating. I've earned $14 in rewards. 14 free dollars just for participating in this. And so what I'm going to do now is to claim it and leave the pool. And we'll see where, now we've claimed our funds, got our free 14 bucks. And let's see the other one. I think some of you guys will like this, the Stag token. Well, there's probably some Stag listeners here, or viewers here. Let's see, I have earned $13 in Stag. How about that? 8.42 Stag. So I'm going to claim those. And I have just made my Stag bag larger, just for holding World of Rewards. And that's how that system works. It works great. You get exposure to new projects that are not rug pulls. They're vetted projects that obviously are interested in bringing in new holders. And if you're a small project, you get access to people that all of a sudden your holder count goes up. Good deal for both. And that's all I have for that. I still have, but thanks for Bruno over there for being the sponsor of this segment. Really appreciate it. I don't even know what screen I'm on now. But check him out around here, World of Rewards. And where's the other one back to? I still have Camuso CPA on there, but tax season has ended. If you screwed up your taxes, you got to call Patrick Camuso at Camuso CPA down here and get with it and get ready for the tax filing this year in crypto. As we all know, the IRS is the largest buyer of chain analysis software licenses. And you can go right to the government SAM procurement site and see how they're procuring services for all of this. Just to make sure they link your DeFi wallet to your name. And they're going to do it. There's no way that they will not do that because they're paying millions of dollars for entrepreneurs to come up with new ways to do it. So they will do it. Anyway, Jason says, to follow up on that, he says, because I hold WAR, I got 160,000 tokens of another project. WAR is based. Based! Let's see. Oh, we got our... Pedro is posting like crazy. Thank you for when I'm blathering on, keeping the chat going there, Pedro. Appreciate it. Let's see what we missed here in the chat. Toast. Yeah, someone tell us about Toast. We'll have Pedro go over it. You guys are shilling it. Drop me a link in Telegram in the DYOR Media, Striking's Crypto Smackdown TG. If you're smart enough to use TG, search for DYOR Media, Striking's Crypto Smackdown, and if you're even more smart, you can pass a CAPTCHA. Drop a link to Toast in here because I can't have links in the YouTube comments because the spammers come and pouring it out. And we'll go over this Toast because you guys are winning the comment section today. Pedro, you might not know that you're on mute if you're trying to talk.
Yo, I do that. What is up? I'm sitting there just being like, I'm like, man, he's really going on today, dude. Like, all right, do you, bro? And I'm just like, okay, well, what about this? And you're just like, walk right over. Don't even listen to me. And then I realize, as
I
you
know
say,
it had been long enough that I'm like, he's on mute.
yeah, I'm sitting there just being like, man, dude, first of all, yo, Aaron, good to have you, man. Thanks for stopping. And guys, thank you so much. I appreciate the love. You know what? The only form of flattery that really works is every form of flattery, just so you know. And then also, we'll check out those guys. And also, guys, FOMO, you guys are killing it. Toast, you guys are killing it today, man. Guys, let's check their stuff out. I know that that they did launch so I believe FOMO Network did launch the blue chip token, right? Today, is that correct? So we'll have to keep eye on those guys and just start following them and just.
I don't know.
You know, I believe you guys did. Keep it up, boss. Thanks, Vince. We appreciate you, man. Again, please hit that share button on your preferred social media platforms. It does help quite a bit to actually get the name out and get things going. Helps us with the YouTube algorithm as well. But let's check out some of these guys that you wanted to check out from a standpoint. So what was I missed. Was it Toast?
I'm coming up with the link to Toast for you. I'm going to drop it in the.
All right, and then there was something else that they wanted me to look at as well. Not war. What was it? Just obstacle. Boom, boom, boom. Toast. Why? It's not pulling up for me. Where's I just saw it too. It's like an A.
Chuck says, vote for Pedro. Vote for Pedro, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'll make all your wildest dreams come true.
Pedro is the man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. There, it's NAI. That's what it was. NAI. NAI. That's the Nuke Lane token, I believe. That's the only one I've seen. And then there's the nail long. Man, that's funny. They came with what's a nail long? That was awesome. Let me know if we kind of miss. I wrote it down and then I'm looking for the actual piece of paper that I wrote down on. I'm like, what happened to it? Andy on ETH. Oh yeah, and it was Andy on ETH. Oh, that's what it was, Andy. All right, we'll come back to the NAI here in a second.
I'm trying to get the Toast chart up here, link for you.
Alrighty then.
It pisses me off to no end when you don't put a link to your chart on your website. It's like, hey, here's our project. Oh, we're not going to show you our chart though. The only thing that matters in crypto is the chart. It's your first impression, and your most of your marketing comes from green versus red on that.
Oh my goodness, Andy looking sexy, bro. Looking real nice. Look at this, man. Shoot, what is that? 5-0 and took off 2 zeros. So man, these people here, and what's the market cap? Wow, market cap looking nice. Okay, liquidity, not so much, but how much volume being traded?
What's the ticker on this one?
This is AND. Why? It's
Andy.
wrapped ETH. Yeah, Andy. Andy, you're breaking my heart. Why didn't I find out about you? Why didn't you get here sooner? You know, if we had, bruh. All right, here we go. All right, let's check this out here real quick. All right, complete.
Thank you, Chuck, for sending me the link to.
All right, boom. Okay, man, this thing's looking fire, dude. Okay, we got straight. Boom, wig. Nice. Let me see what it looked like in the early days for.
Yeah, that caught the volume bug there. What?
Yeah.
For Andy, what was it that, as you can, I hate being in these little boxes. I like it when I have the proper setup here. But what was it that really pumped that volume up? Did you get a social media influencer? Did you get lucky?
Right.
What was it? I always like to know what causes that, as Pedro calls it, the kink.
Yep. That causes the kink. Ooh, toasty, getting toasty too.
Is that the one I just sent you?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. And when it cut off, did it cut off at 0? No. So okay. So I got a little excited. I was like, oh, snappy, snap. Oh dang, got toasty up in there, and all I need some butter to get going with that toast. Um, boom. All right. So it did a what is that? Did a 10x or no? It did a 5x, I believe. Yeah, did a 5x here. Not bad for a couple days movement. What is the mark? Ooh, Markham, not so big. Okay.
Hold on. While you're figuring that one out, bring out the
Let's
chart.
check out
Put it on
Andy.
like a 4 hour or something like that. But just a casual says, honestly, I just came here for advice to learn how to be better and eliminate mistakes and learn from others. That's what we're here for. We're the
Yeah.
DYOR Media Network, and this show is called DYOR Live. Because as we say, the old adage, if you give a man a fish, he eats a nice meal. If you teach the man to fish, he eats forever, feeds himself forever. And we want to do is be able to bring good lessons to you and learn about charting, learn about policy, regulation, and how the world of crypto is changing and how you can stay safe out there. So ask any question you want. We're on a couple of times a week. Right now, the schedule's all jacked up because I'm on vacation.
Boo, vacation. Workaholic. Yay.
In case you're,
Tom. That's funny.
let's
I thought it
see,
was- Tom's like, be quiet, bro.
paid evolutionary
Bruh.
studios, the Toast ecosystem. Yeah, make sure. I know you guys. A lot of you guys DM me if it's something personal or news or something like that. DM me. But if they're links that would benefit all the viewers, drop them in my TG, in the DYOR Media TG. Then everyone can benefit, and I don't have to just take all that time to hit the forward button.
The forward button. That darn forward button, bro.
No, I'm not in Toast yet. I'm currently, Pedro and I have been engaging communities all over the place, and I'm working through the list. DYOR Striking.
Alrighty, guys. So check this out, Toast. So if I'm looking to get in on Toast, I'm actually looking to get in Toast on 00025 down to 00022 ish area.
Nice
I would,
chart.
yeah, it's okay chart. I mean, it's not bad. The only problem is the market cap is only 3,000, so it's a little shy here. But if you guys explode,
That's it. Oh man,
yeah, that's what
I'm
I'm
fine.
saying.
I'm in. Moon.
Oh man, moon baby, moon. Hopefully it becomes a cow and just pushes all the way up to the moon. But here's the thing, like I would be careful there. But it's. I mean, we throwing $100. I mean, it's like gambling there. So, but hey, if you guys got a huge community and it's popping like crazy there, and you guys are gonna be, and this is before marketing has happened. Yo, I mean, $50 there at 3,000 market cap. I mean, at 100, that thing goes to 6,000. That thing's going up. He's made double your X, right? So I mean, $50 ain't, get it
Crypto
easy.
Mike, it's moon time. It's moon time. It's
Moon and
3,000.
moon.
Wait, you're telling me that I don't.
Yeah, literally.
My TV here is just in my
it's literally
range where I
3,000.
can't see.
Yeah, it's literally 3,000 market cap. Like literally, like this is like, to me this screams, you know, unique buying and selling potential, and but let's see how many holders they got here going on. 68 holders. Okay, not bad, not bad. Where's the top? Here, Pancake obviously holds the top. And then you got this guy right here. Looks like a dev wallet right here at 6%. Pretty much everybody's
If they have staking, that might be a staking contract.
or a staking contract. But you can see, the top hold about 1%, 2% here. Top 23, So hey, it's not bad at all. We'll see what happens. Yeah, and have you guys started advertising yet, or is this just simply, this is just friends and family getting brought in on fire, made by Toast? Remember I said now. Remember I said now is the time to buy Toast. All right, Mr. Spurgis.
No, I don't remember that. When was that?
Yes, it might be now. He might have set it up in the upper
You
comments.
guys are supposed to tell us
Tom,
these things in
I
advance.
DM Tom, I DM'd the Toast Telegram to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Thanks, y'all. If you're not already in there, we were on the spaces and some guys started bashing and being wild and ignorant. And the guy from Andy came with chart data and he was just drowning him out. Bam! Arcade. Boom. More is coming from Toast. All right, so let's check out Andy here real quick as well. So do a little time here on Toast to Toast. Check out Andy here. Go to Andy.
Wait, didn't we already look at Andy?
I wanted to check out Andy's a little bit longer here real quick because, it's looking.
I like that Toast chart though. That's what I was referring to earlier on the Toast chart. Was there's a big buy and then it consolidates after. That's a really good sign. But when there's a big buy and immediately someone sells it off, you know there's someone just waiting there all day to take your money. Just buy, sell. And that's never good. Never good for a project because it robs the project of that initial, moon trajectory that gets the eyeballs and brings it in.
It could. So we got the 5089. We got this going on here. Went for the 200 here. Appeared on the.
Oh, you still have Toast up.
Yeah. I was just looking at Toast to see what's going on here. So I like Toast down in this lower level. You got a good hour zone here. So, to me, come back down, test this the zone here, and then see it pop like it's hot. So it would go from 3,000.
I don't think it's going to do that. I think that's what the chart's telling you, but this one's got a 3,000 market cap. Just someone drops just one BNB in this thing, it goes up 25%.
Good point. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What I see, but that's where I'm a waiter. I wait, and wait for it to come down to my levels. Unless you tell me not to, and then typically it comes down to my levels.
Right.
So, just even on DGen Place. Yeah. So how about them, bro? All right. So I don't know if anybody's noticed yet. So did anybody check out Boston Dynamics video of the new robot that they have coming? Dude, did you see it?
Yeah, you sent it to me. I don't think I can't share that.
Oh, we can't share it. But listen, I want to throw it out. If guys, you need to go check it out because the last one that we saw was OpenAI's robot, which was looking on fire, right? Like it was communicating, talking, the dexterity in the hands, picking things up, the reasoning aspect behind it, but looked really fire. I was like, wow, that's and I literally thought Boston Dynamics are going to have to come out with something that is fire because like they just lost, they had that, that the humanoid box guy like kicking everybody, fighting everybody. It was all moving, but it still didn't look as dope as OpenAI's robot. And so watching when I was sitting there watching it, kept looking at it going, dude, that thing, like we're talking like, dude, when it turned, like if you look, you'll know what I'm saying if you go and you watch it.
You know what? I think I can share this.
Are you sure? I don't want to get demonetized here and be like.
No, I didn't mean can't share it for. I meant physically couldn't do it because the way my computers are set up here.
Oh, okay, I see. Do you want me to share it?
Yeah, if you can share it, share it.
Yeah,
I can't bring up. I'm finding it hard to share the Telegram.
Let me see here. Boston Dynamics. Well, that's weird. I always get these random weird stuff. Let's see if Elon Musk posted it.
Oh wait, here I've got it now.
Oh, you got it? You sharing it?
Here, let me back it up.
Bag it up.
And this to me doesn't appear to be CG like the guys, the CG bros that
Yeah,
fake robot things. It looks like it's from their actual office.
it is like legit. Look at it, dude. It's a trip. Like watching it, see the body turn like that? Dude, that reminded me of like straight Terminator, dude. Like remember the part when he the Terminator 2 when it like flips, it's like gel like.
Yeah.
And like it like blew. I was like, oh snaps, bro, that's crazy. Like I was like, we just entered into Starknet. No, not Stark. What was it? What is it? The
Skynet.
Skynet, dude. We just literally got
That's
into
why. That's why I always say, be nice to your smart devices. You know, Alexa and Google Home and all that. Just I always say thank you, because when the machines come one day, they'll be like, oh no, he's a nice guy, and we won't turn him into mincemeat today. We'll give him an extra month of slavery first.
like that's real. Like that's just scary. It's just real. Like that's just gives me the heebie.
All right, community. What else you want to see? This is just the short show today. Only got a few more minutes here before got to go do more vacation stuff. Israel says, I just stumbled on a gem called World of Reward. That's a lie, Israel. You know why? Because you did not just stumble on it. No, you have been shilling that for the past week. So, but anyway, he's right. He's a part of the World of Rewards projects, which are a sponsor of this show. So listen to Israel.
Oh, you going out? Crypto Mike, what's up? What's up, babe? I just call you babe. I didn't even say that. That's weird. What's up, bud? It's good to see you. Real good to see you.
Made by Toast says the Chads are in. No proper marketing yet until we got products set and partnerships announcement.
There you go.
Crypto Mike, yes, I am going to be playing lots of golf coming up. Today I'm just going to the range to practice. Played with my mom the other day. Just 9. Shot a nice 42. Nice 42. It's good for me on the first day out, but I played and we played with one of her friends who played the shorter tees, so of course it was a little easier.
Dude, just side note, Daryl, I totally agree with you, man. I totally thought the same thing too. It totally does look like the robot from Lost in Space, the new one, the new show. It really, I sat there, I was like, oh wow, that thing looks like eerie, but. So actually, that's a good thing that they actually did that, because, as we all knew, humans hate seeing things that we're not used to seeing, and so that thing, a lot of people have been watching that show, so people are going to be more comfortable with that form of robot. So I just think it's interesting that either did they plan that, or was that something that just kind of happened? I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I was just casual asked, with perpetuals coming to Coinbase, is this a good entry spot? You know, it's a meme coin. I mean, Pedro can tell you the entry points on the chart if you want, but remember with perpetuals, you can go over and look at AEVO, AEVO.com, or AEVO.finance, or whatever it is. It's a DeFi exchange. And they have perpetuals on everything. You name it, they got it. And so you can look at it and look at the chart and all that. Pedro, you've got Elon Musk up, if you're wondering.
Oh yeah, I probably should. Hey, by the way, I love that chair, man. You gotta figure out a way to bring that into your.
Yeah, this is I'm in the as they say, the garage room here. Let's do a little behind the scenes.
You know, I think it's one of those interesting things.
This is the room above the garage here, and where it's blanking out is my green screen here, obviously.
Got it.
It's a cool little room and stuff like that. Has a little kitchen, a little bathroom. My kids like to stay up here when they come visit their grandparents.
And, this was the other part. All right, so we want to bring this up because one of the things I also want to bring this up. So, Bitcoin fraud or Ponzi scheme, JP Morgan CEO, BTC ETF dilemma. So, this is one of the things I kind of started talking about this earlier, but I want to bring this back up because I think it's really important. This is a prime example of what the institutions do. They will go in, they will talk trash, they will sit there. Jamie Dimon has been a perma bear on crypto. The fact is that he's also buying into Bitcoin ETFs. So he knows that he gets a better price if BTC drops, right? So I don't think, now I could be wrong, but that we don't actually, just so you guys all know, the most powerful man on the face of the earth right now is Jamie Dimon.
Yeah.
He is the CEO of JP Morgan. JP Morgan owns pretty much the Fed around the world. They're one of the primary owners and that receive dividends from the Fed, the U.S. Fed, the U.S. federal.
To be clear, they're shareholders of the branches of the Fed,
Yes.
not the Washington D.C. organization.
Yes, thank you. It is a private entity that lends money to the U.S. government, that lends money to people. So he's one of the primary people. Striking, no Jimmy Buffett on the playlist in Florida.
Nope, that's just straight copyright strikes.
Yeah, we gotta be careful there. Like, yeah, that immediately just, yeah, and then we can't post this this situation there. But the reason why I say this because I think it's really important to understand. Give me the latest. Democrat turns to Trump brings. Why did that just happen? I don't even understand that one. Boom. Let's go to Grox. But why is that doing that?
Made by Toast, you may be a few minutes behind. Make sure to slide that bar to live.
What's the story with?
I like Grok. It's a good
Oh,
AI
yeah.
thing. It works really well and it doesn't have junk answers,
Is
or it
real
has
stuff.
fewer junk answers than Copilot. And even
Yeah.
the AI I use in our chat room, it comes up with junk answers pretty regularly.
Yeah, what I think what happens also is with the community notes, it pays attention to community notes, and
Yeah.
that is that is people sourced AI, right? It's a thing that, and I think what's interesting is the last comment that he just made here. Here you go, Jamie Dimon, 32 million, and J.P. Morgan stocks bringing his total shares worth. What's the story with Jamie Dimon?
Anyway, if you weren't paying attention earlier today, Jamie Dimon I think it was yesterday actually.
Yeah.
He was another one of his interviews in which the interviewee asked him a bunch of questions, and one of the topics obviously was Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and he just shit canned the whole industry. He's just like, it's a scam, whole thing has no value once again, and and JP Morgan is participating very largely in the ETF functioning of the ETFs. They're developing all sorts of blockchain things in-house. They've in their internal Onyx system, they've tokenized $1 trillion of assets and moved it around their company to their major bank partners and their major clients. And here he says it's a scam, and
yes,
it's the weirdest thing. And he must be doing that just to curry favor with Washington D.C. Until Biden is out of office, and Elizabeth Warren is too. It must be the only reason why he's doing it.
No, man, he wants to drop the market so he can get in on a low price. Dude,
that's true too.
Dude, we all see, like, listen, people don't trust Jim Cramer anymore. I mean, they literally like there's an ETF on reverse long and reverse short of Jim Cramer, and he was their golden boy to get. And I mean, I hate to say it, the boomers are dying off, and so you have Generation X, Generation Y, Generation Z that are coming in, right? Well, they're trying to use they're trying to use Jamie here. Jimmy, that's what I'm gonna start calling him from now on. Jimmy boy. Hey, Jimmy boy. To like get the rest, because I mean, he's somebody of national figure. People do look at that bank and know that they are like their bosses, like their bosses of bosses, right? So the reality is this: they could be using Jamie Dimon just might hate crypto. I don't know. But the reality is this, is that they're investing a ton of money into blockchain and into crypto. Right. Like they are buying crypto. I mean, we already know Hong Kong is going to be pretty much the first ones to establish the ETF for ETH. They're trying to push that hard and get that through, right? Because if they can get the initial bump of that money coming into China, because they're funneling money into mainland China, unfortunately, right? Because America is being idiots and they're not adopting this, so the rest of the world's going to. So it's just, it blows me away that you would think that was one other thing. Like people talked about Gensler like quitting here. Like there was a meme going on, and at first I almost believed. I was like, dude, is that for real? Because I saw so much going. Someone looked at it and was like, oh, you got me. But in the same sense, if that does get traction enough, I mean, I've seen things where like memes have actually gotten traction in Hollywood, got Hollywood or not? No, excuse me, not Hollywood. U.S. government to actually pay attention to. I mean, especially
Right.
Dude. I mean. Anyways, I say that because these are things that are real, and we see realness coming in. So I really feel like these guys knew that they missed the boat. You know what I'm saying? They're getting at Bitcoin between 15,000 to 60,000. And been trying to buy and scared the riffraff us out of our positions. But we diamond, bro. We are diamond. Like hold. I mean, dude, we are brave. We are Braveheart to the wall, man. Like coming in, right? So, hold.
Didn't he die at the end?
No, Braveheart. Remember the point?
Oh yeah, no, that's right. He survived and then he killed all the guys.
Yeah.
You know what? Spurkle 105 has been posting about Operation Phoenix, that they have some good news coming out on their Phoenix Fridays AMA tomorrow. And he asked he or she, I don't know, if you could bring up the OPHX chart.
OPHX.
I am an investor in Operation Phoenix.
And so I also want to bring up something else as well. This is really important with it. I really feel like he's just trying to play with people's emotions and really just get them to sell off. But I don't think he understands Generation X and Generation Y. We're all rebels. Like back in the day when that man was growing up, like Superman was the guy. He followed the rules. He was great. But now Superman is an anti-villain, right?
Right.
And you have anti-heroes that are like so everything's it's against the establishment. So you would think that he would he might be just like an anti-villain as well. We just don't realize it. But we still are for the good guy.
Tamuno, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, by the way, guys, I want to say thank you. Please hit that like, that sub, and share it. That helps us out so much to get this content out there to people who should be hearing it. Please share us on your preferred platforms, your preferred social media platforms. That always helps us out. We do appreciate that.
Just quickly, while you're looking at that, just casual, any thoughts on Conan Trump's dog? It's very hard for us to talk about meme coins. You never know. It's all FOMO, and whether they're getting traction or not. But we'll put it on the list of things to look at. But I don't think we'll get to it today. Why don't you stop by next week and we'll give a look at it. And on this Operation Phoenix chart. And while, like I said, I am an investor in this. I know a lot of the people over there, a lot of you viewers are investors in Operation Phoenix. I'm going to tell you what I don't like about the chart. And it's just like the other. Oops, sorry, dropped my headphone out here. It's like the other ones when I'm talking about, in which there's very little periods of consolidation after big buys. There's always somebody wanting to sell the volume. That's a common thing that amongst projects and large holders is that they can get away with selling a lot after a big buy because, if a $50,000 buy comes in and they sell $30,000, it still shows a $20,000 rise. And this is just an analogy. And you can see in all the time periods here, after every big buy, there was an immediate sell-off. And even recently, they had a lot of investment come in after a lot of good news, and the community sold it off. And so that's a problem. And they have to figure out a way to stop the constant sell-off of buys and allow the price to go up. I haven't done any wallet analysis of it. Normally, I'd spend some time doing it and figure out if it's just like one or two whales that continue to dump it. There is a good guy that does do analysis of this, Danny by Day, I think it is on Reddit. He does a really good day-by-day account of what's going on. I'm going to reach out to him and try and get to the bottom of this because it really hurts projects that are really coming out with. Operation Phoenix isn't just a meme coin or a small project. They got a lot going on, and they've got a lot going on. They've hired DeFi Mark to develop their new DEX. They're coming out with all these new projects and ways to trade that will save you time, money, and alleviate the need for bridges and a whole bunch of good stuff. And their price should be going up, but there's downward price pressure on them for some reason, and I don't know why. I would love to be able to find out what's preventing that from. This project should be at the dollar right now. I mean, it should be there with what they've got going on. I'm not just saying that to pump everybody, but as you can see, there's a race to sell it off every time. Every time you think, okay, now it's time for it to really go. People step in and dump it, and I just don't understand why. Anyway, what's the chart telling you, Pedro?
It's going down.
Oh, you're back on Andy.
Yeah. But look, the reality is we have this demand zone. We broke through these ones here, and that next area is going to be 02095 ish to the 01925 ish area. So that's basically between 1 and 2 cents. It should, if it finds real support, that we could see it get back to that 5 cent mark, which could be, potential 2x, 3x from this level here. Ultimately, I'm seeing like you said, as soon as it starts to really capture some FOMO, it then starts to kind of do a sell off here. So, if there's going to be an area that you want to be paying attention to from the seller standpoint, it would be here where you're looking. This area of 08 to the 07 mark area. So if it starts to get here and we start to see higher highs and higher lows, all right, that's a good sign, right? Like we're seeing boom, comes in, comes out, goes in, goes out. It's an area that you can sit there and start to say, okay, are we capped? Are we getting traction here? And if we are getting traction, what's it going to look like, right? So that's something. This is kind of like what we want to see here. Let me push this up here. This is kind of like what we want to see, right? Like where it comes down to this area, kind of does this right here, boom, comes back up, pops, right? Something like it looks like that, right? It's at these levels that we want to see. This would start to look like a healthy chart if we're seeing this right here, right? So
Right.
It just depends on what is going to happen with it. But ultimately, this area of supply is something that I'm more or less concerned about with it. Listen, one of our new guys wanted us to go check something out, so I do want to check that out. I know that you said you wanted to wait until another day, but
Conan's dog?
yeah, I mean, let's just check it out here real quick so that,
All right.
and hey, who was it that asked? I just know.
I'm just casual, or just so.
Yeah.
Just a casual.
Oh, just a casual. Hey, is it? Jump on real quick. Let us know where it's at. And what was it? Conan's dog. I'm gonna go here.
Conan Trump's dog. I don't know.
Conan's
Conan.
Trump dog.
On Conan, who is Trump's dog.
On Conan, which is Trump's dog. Okay. Boom.
Yeah, it's Conan.
Am I doing that right? Trump's dog.
Yeah, there's
there you are.
Conan.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them. I'm sure a couple of them are. Looks like they're on all on Solano.
Yeah.
Let's find one with liquidity.
Boom. Volume 24 hours. 900. Hey, this one is the most. Okay. It's not bad. 24-hour volume.
Oh, it's on
Up.
ETH, they said.
Oh.
No, you got that. You got. Maybe you have the right one.
Boom. You can see that this is.
Although I think he said it is 3 months old. That's not three. That one's not 3 months old.
Definitely not. Let me try it out.
Oh, just casual says I only use Coinbase. That's good. Good that.
Here we go.
That'll
Boom.
simplifies your taxes.
Where's that at? Conan. Trump's. And this one.
Just keep pulling up so you find one with.
Yeah, this one looks.
With market cap and.
Well, this is just Conan.
That could be the right one.
Are we at the right one? Oh, just guys.
Anyway, that chart looks good.
Is this the right one? But it's just Conan. Yeah,
Contract starts at 0x85.
0x. No, it's not.
That's not the right one.
0x5.
Let's see if I can get this. While Pedro's looking at that, I'll give you something very interesting. I was watching the guys on CNBC interviewed the assistant U.S. Treasury Secretary, this nice gentleman, and he was talking about the U.S. Treasury is asking for new tools from Congress, meaning new surveillance powers and things like that. And he made the bold claim that anyone that uses the U.S. dollar for any reason, or any company, let me phrase that, any company that uses U.S. dollars on its balance sheet is subject to all U.S. laws, just using the dollar. And I thought that to be a massive expansion of power that is not warranted, not warranted by the Constitution, not warranted by anything in life. Imagine you're just some random Liechtenstein company or Slovakia company, and you're holding U.S. dollars on your balance sheet, and you send some things to Russia. All of a sudden, the U.S. government is saying that, we can haul you into U.S. court and criminally charge you for using U.S. dollars. It's the most fanatical expansion of power and any idea. I mean, literally, if you think about it, I've had this discussion when people bring up BRICS and other currencies and stuff like that. And the U.S. dollar is in every major financial institution in the world. Every major company in the world has dollars on its balance sheet. There's infinite liquidity of the U.S. dollar in just about any market. And it basically what the U.S. Treasury is saying, that everyone in the world is susceptible to U.S. law. And it's so far-fetched, and to even have them stand on TV and claim
openly, dude, that's like an act of war.
I mean, it's so ridiculous. It's that the rest of the world just must shake their head and go,
dude. Yeah.
Imagine this. Imagine. There's plenty of companies in the U.S. And other places that still have Russian rubles on their balance sheet. First of all, they might not be able to get rid of them, or they might just say, let's just let those sit there until we can figure out this war thing. And Russia could say, anyone that holds rubles is completely subject to our laws, and put out an international criminal warrant. It's ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous thing. I knew Daryl was going to comment on this. I knew it. I knew he would.
What? Just
because I was a greenback, I have to report to Uncle Shlomo. No, it's not a tax thing. It's just that saying that you have to abide. Like if you're a company that is here's a good example. Tether. Tether's majority backed by U.S. Treasuries now in U.S. dollars. The U.S. government is saying that they have the right to regulate Tether because they're using U.S. dollars. And Tether's like, go fuck yourself. We got these dollars from the bank in Hong Kong. We bought the treasuries from the Chinese and the Japanese. Just because we hold them doesn't mean we're subject to your regulations. It's just ridiculous.
Well, you know why, right? I mean, the reason why they're trying to do this type of movement is, first of all, on a world standing point, we have lost so much credibility with people based off of the current administration. Whether you're pro or against them, it doesn't really matter. In comparison to past presidents who put on sanctions on other countries, it has always been followed. It's always been like at least 50, 60%, 70% of the world has always said, okay, we'll follow because they want to do business with us. But now, since the last sanctions that we actually had, only 15% 15. That is 1/5% of the world actually has agreed to actually connect with us. And now those are falling off. I mean, Israel just simply said, sorry, we're not. Like, we've got to look out for our own. We can't just be listening to you anymore because you're only out for yourself. Other countries like France has literally just said, dude, deuces, we can't keep this up. We need Russian oil. What the F, bro? Like, it's at a point where the U.S. is losing. Like, we're putting out these sanctions and not considering the very populace in which that are being hurt by those very sanctions. So the rest of the world's having a hard time basically just saying, okay, cool, we're going to listen to the U.S. without even caring, right? So this is a really interesting time period that we live in right now. So it's kind of hard to sit there and, and I agree with you. Like, I want to keep American dominance. Dude, I am pro 100% America. I want to see American dominance because I feel like we are really the ones who do keep the world in a very safe place. It was actually Dawkins who said, I think it was maybe a couple months ago, he said, listen, we need to see Christianity and Judeo-Christian value stay around. The reason why is because the alternative is more of a very Eastern view, more, considering, Western values and Eastern values are kind of, they agree with each other.
Where are you going with this one, Pedro?
Well, the reason I'm saying this is because the idea of a free society to be able to do what they want is structurally the mindset of the American Western Judeo-Christian value thought process, right? And the freedom of business and the way that we're running things around the world and saying, if you're not going to do business with us, if you're doing this, and this, right? And if you hold this, you're doing business with us. We want a piece of it. That's ruining that value. So it's like, I don't understand the fullness of what they're actually trained to do. So basically I'm agreeing with you, but kind of going into more of like a more detailed view of like, if we keep doing what we're doing, the rest of the world is slowly just going to just be like, you know what, we're done, America. Like there are other options out there. It's not options that we want, but your options, even though it might be kind of better, hurts our citizens and the way that you're trying to do things. So right. I think it's a very interesting, like a drastic change of, all right, do I get kicked in the balls or do I get punched in the face? Or, like which one do I want? Like, how do we parse this out?
All I know is that much like the Canadian government, the U.S. government has too many employees. Every department has too many employees, and so they sit around with nothing to do except make work. And what are government people good at make working? Policy. Whenever someone says, you meet someone that says, I'm a policy writer for a government agency, you just look at them and say, you're the problem. You should be a policy eliminator. And say, oh yeah, you wrote one policy, did you eliminate two others? And then they look at you. I've actually asked someone that, and they look at you like you're insane. They're like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, it's like when if you have shit in your house and you go buy something new, are you going to hoard or are you going to get rid of the old stuff? And in the U.S., we just keep adding policies and more regulation and more regulation and more regulation, and it's not sustainable. And then you end up in a place like Canada where they have to raise the taxes 67% in order to be able to fund the government. And it's just ridiculous. I can't stand this They need to chop 25% of the employees of the U.S. government out. Just say, out, next, get rid of them. And then people be concentrated on doing the work they need to do just to have their agency function instead of coming up with, like, how can we put more regulations on the whole world and try to claim the whole world as ours? I mean, I understand their point. The U.S. dollar is everywhere. They want to make sure it's not being used for bad purposes, but it is, and it will be because it's a liquid currency. You just gotta deal with it. But instead of putting all these draconian regulations on us, just spend it on law enforcement. Do it like on detectives and go find the bad guys. That works every time. That's never failed. The old way of hiring smart detectives to go figure. I don't mean like an actual detective. I mean like say, all right, this money's being laundered through Belarus. Let's figure out how it's done, and just figure out how it's done. Prosecute those people, put them in jail. That works. But putting all these regulations on us and on the whole world just pisses off the whole world, literally the entire world. And when you get the government bureaucrats up there, like this guy from the Treasury saying, well, we believe that everyone that holds U.S. dollars on their balance sheet, and as a backing of U.S. dollars is subject to regulation here. That's like no, they're not. That's like, I mean, imagine being a currency exchange company that has like every country's currency on their books. They're like, oh, we're subject to every country's laws, right? Anyway, Pedro, you and I have been going on long enough. Any last things to talk about here today before we?
Real quick, I'll just go over this here.
Sarah says I'm whiskey and bourbon, but vodka's starting to look appealing. I'm full on whiskey and bourbon too.
Yeah. So
and
real
gin.
quick, you can see here real quick. We are breaking on Conan here, and I would expect to see this come down to the 50-period moving average, which is that 8250 area here. On top of that, we've got a decent moving. And I'm gonna point this here real quick. We've got an okay zone kind of playing right here. Potential. So if we does come up, we could see we could just see a move out of here. So I'm not saying that it's going to create new highs here. What I am saying is we should see a real type of movement out of here, between here and maybe a little higher, and that's the range of 70.30 to 62.70-ish area, simply because this was around the same previous highs. On top of that, you have a 20-period moving average, and then on the weekly, by the time this comes down there, we'll have the weekly up in this same area here. So I like that area here of getting in at a price. If you've got in at a pretty low level here of that 11 area, I will look to I would take profit. If you're up around this low level here where you got in, I'm a huge proponent in get 2-3x, take out your initial, right? And then have a moon bag, right? Or at least 60%, 70%, so that if it goes against you, you've already made profit no matter what, right? So that's why I'm a huge portion in that, simply because I always want my guys who at least listen to me make a profit, because ultimately meme coins come and go,
Right.
If we think about, if we look at all the meme coins in the first 2021 bull run, there were literally millions. Literally millions, 50,000 launching almost every single day. Right, literally happening, and that was just on BSC. I can only imagine what it is now. And also the additional part behind it, and this is another thing to take your profit. Now it's a lot more. 60% of literally transactional costs that are happening within crypto are based off of meme coins, right? Transactions happening in meme coins. So again, there are literally millions. So go in, get your profit, and then leave a moon bag, right? And then if it goes through and then take off, if it quadruples and it goes to 10x, take off half of that, boom, and let that thing increase. Because at any period in time, I've seen literally meme coins go from $100 million down to $10, $20, right? We've all seen that. So I'm a huge proponent of take cash out, boom, and if it's a real coin that's going to stick around, like Shiba Inu, it's going to sell off, it's going to base, and then it's going to pick back up again, right? So it's one of those things.
Chuck says going to launch a token called Moonbag. Who is with me? Tara says I'm all over it. I'm going to bet the family's finances after that one. Space Cat says I'm back after acupuncture and alignment.
Wow, that sounds like fun.
Alicia says, one citizen equals one vote. Everyone able to propose and put it to vote. Only project managers will execute what's voted on by the free majority. I love the beginning of the movie Holy Grail, when he's coconut clunking through the fields and comes across the group of people out there. He says, I am your king. You are what? I'm your king. We're not governed by a monarchy. We're an autonomous collective with the rotating presidencies. Oh, shut up! I'm being oppressed. I'm being oppressed. That's one of the greatest scenes. I love that. See? Oh, I love it.
You know, I like so that's and I agree with just casual, man. Look, dude, I agree with that. Like the reality is this one, I do agree with the citizenship vote, right? But the only problem is in certain areas, right, i.e. maybe America, half the people are dumb. Right? Like that's the problem. And then so we start to really go through with this, you know, and then the majority of, I mean to say it, but sometimes it's good to have why am I forgetting what we are? We are the electoral vote sometimes is a better system. I think there needs to be a balance, a kind of reshaping of that in America, because sometimes a one-to-one vote can mess things up, right? Because
It screwed up Canada, that's for sure.
yeah, so there's got to be some type of like, you know, one-to-one vote in addition to the electoral vote, right? Because you can really screw things up. Right, really, like, and so I think there's got to be this balance there. In America, we're more electoral, and again, it's kind of screwing things up. And so I think, you know, a huge majority is definitely right wing here in America. We definitely are much more conservative than the rest of the world, and so it's just this interesting situation. How did, you know, the majority in America get kind of ran out by the minority in the relationship to? And it's all because, you know, of junctional states, right? Or states that have been. So anyways, all this to say, I agree with just casual. Look, just working day in and day out for 40 hours a week for 61 years ain't going to make you a millionaire. Okay. No. So you got to invest. You got to put money into an area like crypto and again, this is just educational and entertainment purposes only. But you know, there is no but with that. That's only. And in addition to that, for me personally, I'm a huge proponent now in crypto, because I used to not be a huge proponent for crypto. But I'm a little late to the party, but still very early overall. And I see, you know, you very much can get in on some of these, you know, meme coins, and you can get 10x, 5x, 10x, and put that money soundly into something where you could see a 10-15% growth in crypto, and definitely into the next 30 years, right? I mean, honestly, I think a 30-40x is even silly to say. I potentially even 100 or 200x, very, very reasonable. And that's just crazy to say. The average among all voters will mean equilibrium. I agree, scientifically. I understand that, proven. Check it out. I get what you're saying. But the problem is sometimes half the population are just nutbags. And you're like, no, that's dumb.
We know that in the U.S. There's a lot of nutbags right now.
Right.
Just casual. Thanks for joining us today. Good luck at the gym. Maybe I'll run into Space Cat there. Yeah. It's the most social I've been in a while. I've become antisocial on my weight loss journey, and now trying to do that. Well, I'll tell you what, I did the same thing. I had to redo my personal life, and I got that under control, and now I'm redoing my financial life, and I'll have that under control soon too. Sort your personal life out, sort your financial life out, and you will live to be a long old age and happy. And of course, don't forget to smash that like button. Right?
Yes, hit that like button. But also to add on to what Alicia is saying, like the problem is the government can twist that. So it's like we're damned if we're just using one area, and we're damned if we just use another area. It's got to be a balance of both. When something is overly dumb, there's got to be some ruling factual people who sit there and go, that's dumb. No. So it's like, you know, and like that's why we have the Supreme Court, right? The Supreme Court is one of the groups who've sat there and said, no, this is what we're doing because that's just dumb. So, you know, this is that check and balance. But I think there's got to be an additional side to it. So it drives me nuts. And I've sat there and I've actually done a lot of mental models in my own world, trying to figure out how we could actually set something up.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time.
Cross our fingers for the right kind of half.
It's that time. We're coming to the end of the show. I had a great show today. I had a bunch of viewers, a bunch of new people came on, really enjoyed it. Yeah. My camera's been all jacked up all day, and it's my tan, as I'm an Irish background, getting my freckles in, as they say. Pedro, thanks for your charts and your sage advice as usual here. And thanks to everyone that commented. Thanks to all of you that watched the entire show. We really appreciate you, you diehards out there. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you, Crypto Mike. Thank you, Alicia, for joining. Joe Just Casual, Chuck the Doctor, and everybody else. We've had a good time. On behalf of Pedro Garcia, the crypto chart analyst, and myself, stay tuned. We will not be here tomorrow, but we likely will be for a full rant Friday.
Ooh, yeah.
So pay attention.
Wait, if we won't be here and we'll be on Spaces, will we then be there?
Oh, yeah, no, wait, I'm sorry. We look for us tomorrow for Twitter Spaces.
There you go.
I think it's Wednesday. Right. Okay.
All right.
All right,
guys.
everybody.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Have a good
Appreciate
one.
having you. Thank you, guys.